There is a strange psychological experience Freud called the uncanny, but most people misunderstand it. It is not just something weird or dreamlike. It is something deeper, something familiar that suddenly feels unfamiliar. Let me explain. Have you ever walked into a place and felt like you've been there before, even though you know you haven't? Or met someone who feels strangely familiar, but you cannot explain why? That feeling is what Freud called the uncanny. In psychology, Freud described it as the moment when something familiar returns to your awareness, but in a distorted and unsettling form. He believed this happens when something from your unconscious mind, something you once knew or experienced, is repressed and later returns in disguise. So it feels familiar, but also wrong at the same time. That tension creates discomfort. Now here is where it gets more interesting, because Robert Greene takes this idea and applies it differently in human behavior. In The Art of Seduction, he explains something important. Human beings are not fully attracted to what is completely predictable, and they are not fully attracted to what is completely unknown. They are most drawn to something in between, familiar but slightly mysterious, comfortable but slightly confusing. That in-between state is powerful because familiarity creates safety, but mystery creates curiosity, and together they create an emotional pull. This is why certain people feel magnetic, not because they are fully understood, but because they are partially known, partially unknown. Now let's correct something important. The uncanny is not just déjà vu, and it is not just imagination or irrational thinking. In Freud's original idea, it is a psychological event where repressed memories or hidden associations return in disguised forms. Your mind recognizes something but cannot place it correctly, so it feels strange. Now think about this in real life. Sometimes you meet a person and you feel immediate comfort. Other times, you feel unexplained tension. Not always because of logic, but because your brain is constantly matching patterns from past experiences. Faces, voices, gestures, energy. Your mind compares everything to stored memory, and sometimes the match is incomplete. That incomplete match is what creates the uncanny feeling. So here is the deeper lesson. What you call mysterious attraction is often your brain reacting to partial familiarity. And what you call uncanny discomfort is often your mind encountering what it cannot fully decode. Freud saw it as the return of the unconscious. Robert Greene sees it as a tool of human attraction. But both point to the same truth. Human beings are deeply influenced by what they do not fully understand. And sometimes, what feels strangely familiar is not coincidence. It is your mind recognizing patterns before your awareness can explain them. Pay attention to these things.